Hi guys, welcome back to a new video. So today I'm going to be changing the battery on this M1 Pro MacBook Pro the difficult way. So a new battery for this MacBook is £114. I picked up this top case with a battery included that's on 100% capacity, along with a bottom case for £100. So for less than the price of just the battery, we have a new top case. It does have one small ding in the corner there, but otherwise is in fantastic condition. This was £71 itself, and then the actual bottom cover was £30 in brand new condition. Looks absolutely mint. So obviously this is a space grey MacBook. I fancied a little bit of a change, to be honest. It's got a few sticker marks on the lid, but I have already swapped this bottom case out for a new one a while back. But just fancied a little change really. We'll have a space grey lid, silver bottom case, and if it looks a bit weird, I'll just cover this with a silver decal. MacBook was only £695 when it was new. I think they were close to 2,500. It works absolutely brilliantly. There's nothing wrong with it apart from the battery. So we've got our anti-static tray, we have our screwdriver bit set, screwdriver, tweezers, and our little pry tool. So we'll get to it. First things first, we're going to remove this bottom cover. There are 8 screws, there are clips along the side, and then there are 2 notches here, so you pull the bottom case towards this side of the laptop and then it just comes straight off. And then you just pull the cover away and then you're good to go. So I've not had this laptop open for a good few months. It's actually very dusty inside, if that picks it up on the camera there. So we'll obviously give it a good clean when we swap everything over. So first things first, as always, let's disconnect the battery. So these 2 screws here, these are 2 T3, and then obviously our little, and then what we can do with our plastic spudger, and then this is the battery connector under here. So we want to remove this small cable. And then I believe this is a T5. So there's your screw removed for the battery. And then you can just pry up the connector, move that out of the way. And then the battery is safely disconnected now. So for the swap, we are going to need to remove these screws from the ports, the antenna, these ports, all these ribbon cables, and then that board will lift off, and then we remove these screws for the display, and then the display hinges underneath, and then remove the lid angle sensor, and this is for the Touch ID sensor. Right, so now we have our battery disconnected. We're going to start with the antenna bar at the back. So we have these 2 screws at the side, and then we have 9 screws along the bar, and these screws. So there we have our antenna bar released. So there's quite a lot of screws. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then 16, 17, 18 screws just to remove this piece of plastic. Wild. So we'll set that off to the side. Then what we're going to move on to next is removing all of the covers for the connectors. So I'll start here. Right, so that's all of our connector covers removed. So what I'll do is go around the board and I'll remove any connectors. So we have ones for the speakers. So lift up your tab and then pull your cable out. And we just go along the board. We have one here. So that's all of our connectors disconnected, and then we'll go around and unscrew the screws for the logic board, Right, so we've gone around and removed the screws that hold the logic board in place. I'm just going to remove the fan cables. And then our display cable connectors. So we have all of our screws, connectors, fans, all disconnected from the motherboard or logic board. So what we're going to do is lift up from this side. Now we have our logic board. I was just taking my time there with this because here we have the connector for the Touch ID, and I didn't want to catch that and break that under there. So there's our logic board. I'll obviously give this a good clean before it goes back into the other top case. So here we have our SD card slot, our HDMI, and then all the other connectors are separate. So if you do have a problem, you can just replace those. But this machine does get used every single day. This is my main recording device. So I'm recording on a different one today, so that I can do this. There we have it. There's our logic board, and then next is to remove the display. So as you can see, the fans stay in place. Then what we need to do next is remove our lid angle sensor or Touch ID button. So there is our lid angle sensor, and we're going to remove these screws, which are the hinge covers. So that is our bottom case all done, apart from the screws for the display. So what I'll do is I'll lean that over the side, undo those screws, and then we can remove that, and then we can remove our Touch ID button. So there we have our display. It's a little bit dirty at the moment, but separated. Right, so back to the inside, we've got our display removed, everything's removed. We're going to next remove the Touch ID. Be very, very careful with this ribbon cable. So release the adhesive, and then we can remove these screws. These are two T3. There's our bottom case, fully disassembled. Still have obviously our battery in place, fans, ports. So we'll do that all in reverse, and then I'll come back to you once that's finished. So then guys, here we have it, the finished article. This is what it looked like before. So our space grey lid, space grey bottom. Obviously we've got our brand new battery installed. Took just over an hour to complete the whole project, and then here we have, so I actually think it looks really nice, really clean. Looks almost brand new, apart from that small ding we have in the back corner. The palm rest looks lovely, all the ports are nice and clean, keyboard looks fantastic, and then the contrast of the black anodized keyboard against the silver palm rest I actually think sets it off really well. Obviously this is the long and arduous way of changing a battery, but for £10 less than just the battery itself. Here we see we have 100% capacity, and I think, you know, if you're capable of doing this job, if you are learning about computers, or you want to learn about the internals or how your computer works, I think this is a great way of figuring all those things out. Just have to be careful, disconnecting the battery is the key element. But yeah, I think it looks absolutely fantastic. It's like having a brand new laptop, all for less than £100. So thanks for watching yet again. Thanks for all the support. We've reached 1,000 subscribers, which is unbelievable, in 12 videos or so, 13 videos I think I've posted. So thanks for that, and I will see you in the next one. We've got a bit more content coming up in the next few weeks, so I'll catch you then.